All right, so I wanted to go over some time-saving tips while you're making a quiz using Google Forms. So this is something that if you don't already know how to make a form as a quiz, go ahead and watch a video on that first, and then come back here to figure out how to save yourself some steps. So first things first, if you were going to make a form and you wanted to use it as a quiz, come over here to the Gearbox and you could set it up as a quiz, check that, make it a quiz, and it's going to give you some options and all of that. And that's a personal preference of yours, okay? But what I want to help you out with is every time you go to make a new question, you're going to have to assign them point value, select required, all of these extra steps that maybe you don't want to take, and there's a solution for that. So I'm going to kind of show you over here on one that I've already started to make. If I wanted to add a question, you can see that every time I add that question now, there is a point value assigned and that required box is checked, okay? So in order to get to that, you're going to want to go to your little three dots over here in the corner and select preferences, okay? And you're gonna wanna make sure that these two are checked, okay? So make questions required and default point value to whatever. I just do one because that's easier for me to do for math, but whatever you usually use as your go-to, save it to that, okay? And that means for every Google form quiz that you generate, those are gonna be your default settings, okay? So just keep that in mind also, but it is really a time saver when you think about how many times you have to click these, okay? So that's one quick way that you can save some time. Another way is if you had, say, a question like this and you were going to reuse this picture over and over and have the same options over and over, you are going to maybe want to duplicate that. Okay, so just duplicate it and then just change the letter, like what is labeled as C, right? And then duplicate it again. Same option, same picture, right? And then do C. Right? You don't have to retype everything each time. Another time-saving tip, which I know I'm like going back up to the top, is I like to put my short response at the top because then when I go back to my form to grade it, I don't have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to grade it, right? So if you put it at the top as a different section, it's really nice to go into actually grade the short response. And you open up your form, you have to go into responses, and it's going to show you, you could just click through them, the name of the student. And then the reason why I like putting it at the top is because then, like I said, I don't have to scroll all the way down to the bottom or all the way to that section in order to go ahead and grade it, right? And enter it in. So, you just read through this and you know how many points that you're going to give them based on what your rubric is. And then you would just want to make sure that you click this save button. And if you just, again, pay attention to this, used to say 17. Now with that total, it's 25 and it'll generate that for you. Last tip I want to tell you, and this is, I saved the best for last. Let's just say I have my go-to test that I know I like these questions. We'll take this one, it's in a Word document, I copy it over, paste it in there, right? And I've been copying each one individually in here, right? Let me just tell you, this was an accidental find here. You can copy all of them together, paste it in here, and it's going to separate it out into 4 separate answers. So it saves you, again, some clicking. The only thing you do have to do, probably just to clean it up a bit, is to get rid of the ABCD, but it's still less clicking than what you would have to do if you were individually doing them. So that's another time-saving trick. And then all I have to do is put in your answer and you're done, right? And it's going to grade it for you, which again is one of the very wonderful things about Google Forms. So hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.